Good afternoon everybody, welcome back. Hope you have had a rather good week. We are here at Dubai today, the Innobuilds Dubai International Airport, of course, with a fantastic backdrop over towards the coast. Good afternoon MPS, hello to you David as well, Badger welcome buddy, and commentator welcome, welcome. We are once again back in the iFly 737 MAX 8 today, mainly because it's a superb aircraft, and I've got some amazing wing kit to go with it as well that works phenomenally well with it all. But similarly, because this is a real-world flight that we're operating today to a new version 2 update for a rather unique bit of scenery called Red Sea International Airport by Tuwaiq Designs. There's MPS off in the corner over there. Ta-da! Spotted him next to the A380. Happy days. We are over by Donata's Air Cargo City today though, because this is where the Sky Dubai flight actually departed from the other day. Jay, good morning. Justin, good evening to you. Canadian Flight Sim, good morning.
Passengers bus is
It's just worth saying that Tuwaiq Designs, for example, I've not really heard of before, though it appears they've been around for a little while with numerous bits of scenery, including this Red Sea International, which they've since updated to this new version 2, which we will look at today. And I'm not really sure what to expect from it, to be fair. We've got a GSX profile, which is still a work in progress, and the version that I've got has still got a couple of, I think, tweaks to be made, I believe. I'm not 100% certain, but it'll be interesting to see what we get when we arrive. But here we are in the wonderful FlyDubai livery, the iFly MAX 8, and boarding is well underway. Waiting for those passengers to get loaded up as well, with the bus now having arrived. If you are new to the channel, as always, hit like, hit subscribe, join us in the live chat as well. Take part in the conversation throughout the journey today. It's about 3-hour block time, gate to gate, and it looks like we've got a fair bit of ATC online as well, which is going to be quite cool. That's a wicked screenshot. Let me just grab a quick screen grab. Now, I'm very aware that I've spent a lot of time in the 737 as of late, but I do find it a very enjoyable aircraft to fly, not least because it's a bit more hands-on than an Airbus, which is, I think, what really draws me to the Boeings more than it does Airbus in the sim, naturally. We've got Innobuilds Dubai, which I can link in the description if you wish, but down in that description as well, we've got the Tuwaiq Designs Red Sea International Airport, which is, again, as I said, a bit of a weird one because it's an airport that I think is still under construction. And if I just show you this, it's basically built to serve this, the Red Sea Resort, which is like wildly luxurious. I think it's kind of Saudi Arabia's attempt at mirroring the UAE, I think, with what they offer, which is interesting, with some residences and all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, look at that. They're building all of this stuff. Which is quite remarkable. A lot of these are still renders because it's still under construction. So, yeah, RSI, Red Sea International, was built specifically to serve this new kind of part of Saudi Arabia, which is a bit of an interesting one. Des2, good afternoon. Mikkel, welcome. Hope you're recovering well. JC, good morning. Adam's flying Jeddah to Geneva today himself. Nice, very nice. Encompass, welcome. OGC's bought a killer 5080 PC, and in that, would you recommend switching to FS24? 100%. To be fair, I quite like the positioning or the way that the new sim FS24 is currently the way it works at the moment. I think it's remarkably good. Sure, it's got issues, but with your 5090 or 5080, I don't think you're going to really notice. Right, where are we in relation to boarding? Let's open up. Pretty well underway there. Still got another bus, I think, left to go. Right, let's brief the charts on our flight for today then. So, stand Echo 22, we're going to push start facing southeasterly, then we'll work down, expecting maybe November 8 Alpha,
Passenger's bus is
November
coming.
10, November 12, one of those there. These many intersections for 30 right for a departure, working onto the December 2 Foxtrot, which initially has us fly runway heading for a couple of miles, minimum speed of 180 knots. Before then we kind of break off on this middle leg, this one here, routing out to 583, maximum of 220 knots. Again, DB2 582's minimum 190, so just kind of faffing around with our speeds, which we'll look at on the box shortly. Interesting weather though, the left hand side of your screen, we've got 12 knot crosswind, 12 knot headwind at Red Sea International in Hanak, Saudi Arabia.
Passengers boarding starting.
Right, initial climb clearance is to 4,000, so we need to set that using the wind wing panel, which I absolutely love. I really like the Boeing one. I like the Airbus one as well, but it's pretty good. I have noticed as well, actually, for what it is worth, there is, I think, a Black Friday sale that started with wind wing now, so worth taking a look at that. And also, if you're looking at buying Christmas presents, ThrustMaster stuff, even if it's for yourself, and you're looking at buying ThrustMaster, if you go to checkout in a couple of days, not necessarily right away, there may or may not be a sale coming. Not sure. Wink, wink. But if you put the creator code in BRITISHAVGEEK at checkout, it may unlock, when the sale takes place, an additional 5% discount. I've said a lot of times I'm not a massive fan of the quality of some of the ThrustMaster products given the high price tags. However, I understand a lot of you quite like the ThrustMaster kit, so with that in mind, it's quite nice to be able to offer something additional. It also pushes back a little bit with them, because they will then start to see channels such as myself be a little bit more useful. Not useful, impactful to their sales, so they might actually listen to me a little bit more. Who knows? We can only dream, eh? Now, the scenery today, Red Sea International, is quite expensive from Tuwaiq Designs. It is, I'll press request again, haven't I? What a noob. It's like £20, which is, I think, exceptionally steep in reality for a Microsoft Flight Simulator scenery. That's something that we're going to consider when we do look at it. 40. I don't want to hold, that's because I've got the departures arrivals, which is the climb button on my FMS, because I've got the 737NG series one. But what we do want to do now is have a look at the departure ATIS. There is none. We've got ground 11835. We've got tower in line as well, nice. So we're expecting December 2 Foxtrot and hopefully 30 right, but we can take 30 left, it doesn't really matter, we've not put it in the box yet. And I'll talk through performance calculations shortly as well, because the temperature here is basically 30 degrees Celsius, it's quite hot.
And just confirm there is no departure ATIS yet? I have it online, can you not see it? The departure ATIS is not showing the V5 climb. Okay, give a second, then disconnect and reconnecting it.
Sound welcome.
Yep, departure clearance.
Oh, good, there we go. So we got a full-on departure clearance. So it's departures Delta.
Emirates full Papa Yankee with information, Delta coast clearance 2 Heathrow valid.
Delta. Departure 30 right, happy days, 1015.
Break air nod 5 Mike Yankee, proceed taxi Zulu, left kilo 11, hold 030 left.
Zulu left, Kilo 11, hold short. Please say again, hold short point.
Hold short
Yeah.
of 30 left.
But then I would probably
30
counter that Durst too and say that the wing stuff is phenomenally priced anyway. It's really cheap in comparison.
Yeah, hold short, runway 30 left, Airline 12 Mike Yankee. Sky Dubai 1 Kilo Foxtrot, request push and start, stand echo 25. Direction echo 4.
Push start approach facing east on Papa.
Push the approach facing east on Papa.
I do like in Flight Sim that you can just kind of hop around the world and go somewhere new every week.
For Papa Yankee, I have a clearance already reported when you're ready, copy.
We're ready for clearance, Emirates 4 Papa Yankee.
For Papa Yankee, you're cleared to Heathrow, Davmo 4 Foxtrot departure, climb initially 4000, squawk 0527.
Right, let's get 30 right and let's get the Semper in.
Okay,
Right.
Emirates 4 Papa Yankee, clear to Heathrow on the Devon 4 Foxtrot departure.
That's the A380 I think.
4000, squawking 0527.
Emirates for Papa Yankee, read back correct, you're in H175, reported for push start.
Okay, QNH 1015, Emerald will report ready, Emirates 4 Papa Yankee.
Bye ground, good afternoon. Sky Dubai 9027, 737 MAX 8 over at stand Echo 22 with Delta request clearance to Red Sea International, please.
Dubai 927, Dubai ground, hello, you're cleared to Red Sea, Semper 2 Foxtrot departure, climb initially 4000 feet, squawk 6227.
Cleared Red Sea, Semper 2 Foxtrot, initial climb 4,000 feet and squawk 6227, Sky Dubai 9027.
Dubai 927, read back correct, H105, ready for push start.
Okay. 6227. Jolly good. We've got tower online, so 11875. You know what? It's the first time I've known that did that. Did I do that? Is that it? Wow. Okay. That is the first time. I was like, what the hell's happening?
Airline 5 Mike Yankee, please
Brilliant.
confirm taxi to holding point runway 30 left via Zulu.
Right, where were we? So we've done that bit, happy days. We're going for 30 right for the departure. And because it's 30 degrees, I thought I'd actually make use of the improved climb calculation setting inside the iFly, inside the SimBrief's performance calculator system. So what we're basically going to ask it to do is to increase the V-speeds on our departure so that when we start to bring the speed down or reduce the thrust to climb thrust settings, certainly for hot and high conditions, having the improved climb calculation helps. So I've used that for today and it's given us some slightly different speeds. Significantly different speeds actually. Let me just punch in and find out the difference. Yeah, wowzers. Crikey. Right. So
Not 5 Mike Yankee, contact tower.
that is what the iFly 737 MAX 8 is expecting, and actually SimBrief's performance calculation without improved climb calculation is pretty much the same. However, when we add improved climb calculation to the mix,
Departure information Echo and arrival information Bravo, QNH 1016.
we get 160, 165 and 171 for our speeds, which are very, very fast in comparison. So that'll be interesting. I think he just said it was 1016 now, didn't he? So I'll just give that a quick little tweak to sort that out. So we want those, was it 171, 181, V2 plus 10. I've just realised it's going to make me do it again because I need to set the M1 limits with the cell temp of 42. I'm just going to punch this in on this screen because it's a bit quicker. Opera 42. Lovely job. Right, 160. 165, 171. So something a bit different. for today. Rob, good afternoon. Clear that. So we've got departures, all of that set, cruise 340, climb profile, everything else is done, trim is set, fuel loading, etc. complete. Low pressure, fuel pumps aft 1 on.
Papa, stand Bravo 20, request pushback and
Start. Jeez, commentator, wow, that's really long. It's like a whole year.
Facing west on your uniform.
Commentator, that's amazing. Just got a new raincoat, 30 quid reduced to 100 quid. I got absolutely drenched yesterday on a dog walk. Phenomenally drenched to the point my waterproofs stopped being waterproof. And then I came home and I thought, you know what, I'm really cold, I'm wet. My Gore-Tex boots had given in as well at that point, which is something I'd not experienced before, so it was really heavy. We're out in it for 2 hours straight. And I kind of thought back, I thought, why don't I just buy some rubber trousers? Go old school with it, with some proper rubbery dog walking trousers. Like I'm permanently going fishing. I could just wear those all the time. Your damper, naughty naughty. You can't click that on until the IRSs are aligned, so that's where that can come up as a bit of a faff sometimes. We'll start to get the GSX tug ready to go, prepare for pushback and departure. We've also got VRAS fired up for today, so we'll get the runway awareness system. It's automatically in this aircraft, but in the iFly aircraft in 2024, msfs 2024, the VRAS function doesn't actually work, unfortunately. So, yeah, we work around it therefore by using the VRAS system, which you can buy on Contrail, which is very good. I'll leave that off.
Skyline 1 Kilo Foxtrot confirmed, squawking 6266.
I'm having that real kind of impending sense that I've forgotten something again, but I think we're okay. We're going to go system page, sim menu, ground support.
Yankee request. Stop.
Trucks are gone. Ground power's disconnected.
That's for Papa Yankee. Push startup is approved. Facing west on Zulu.
Push start approved. Facing west on Zulu. Emirates for Papa Yankee.
Emirates, correction, SkyDubai 1 Kilo Foxtrot, Dubai ground.
SkyDubai 1 Kilo Foxtrot, go ahead.
SkyDubai 1 Kilo Foxtrot confirmed, squawking 6266.
Squawk 6266.
Mikael's got his Wing MCDU today, very exciting. Which one did you buy in the end? The Airbus MCDU, that one, or one of the Boeings?
8656 requesting IFR clearance through to Red Sea as far with information Bravo.
It's where Justin finds out he hasn't got scenery installed. So without the scenery, there is no freeware alternative with Red Sea International, and
apologies, number what's for Rebro 8656?
You effectively just land on a flat pancake satellite image of an airport.
No, right, no, for clearance 8656.
Emirates 4 Papa Yankee, just confirm facing west.
Please west on Zulu.
Okay, face west on Zulu, Emirates 4 Papa Yankee.
Emirates 4 Papa Yankee, can you confirm squawking 0527?
Yep, squawking 0527, Emirates 4 Papa Yankee.
That's weird, my bad. For some reason, everybody's squawk just disappears on my screen. It's like you guys are not squawking. That was telling me he's got you good, so yeah, my bad on that.
Ground SkyDubai 9027 stand echo 22 fully ready, request push start.
SkyDubai 927 push start is approved facing east on Papa.
Push start approved, face east on Papa. SkyDubai 9027, thanks.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, anti-collision lights on. Brakes off.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
It's been so long since we've been using Oh, I almost didn't start the flight on New Sky. Chuffing it.
Ground, hello, Emirates 59 unit.
I noticed literally as we started to move. Jumping it. Right. It's going to be one of those days, I think.
59 uniform to my ground, hello, number 2 for clearance.
This is my ground.
No sessions, just stand by for a minute. Disconnect and reconnect my gyroscope. It's just bugging out for some reason, so give me a sec.
Motoring.
Osprey 598 request.
Look at that skyline.
Stand Alpha.
Ashley, good afternoon. Thanks for sorting out the route. Ashley, by the way, went into basically building the route today. Went into like this whole other level of route planning and went into all of the AIPs for the Middle East, effectively cross our routing to get the precise routing that would be used.
Availability 5.
And it looks like we're going to be operating half the flight at night time.
Osprey 598.
I've just realised we have fuel in the centre tanks, that's naughty.
Yes, Osprey 598 request. Push and stop.
Osprey 598, push start is approved. Facing east on Zulu.
We want our performance page.
Push and start approved. Facing
And we've got
Please sit back in brakes.
legs on the right.
Stand by,
Fucking
1
brake
kilo Foxtrot,
sets.
Contact tower 118.75.
Tower frequency 118.75, thank you. Have a good evening, night, bye-bye. Dubai 1 kilo Foxtrot.
Bye bye. Number 8656, I have a clearance ready. Port when you're ready to copy.
Go for 8656, seconds.
Number 8656, you're cleared to the station Red Sea.
Come on.
By
Get that pin out, son.
For departure, climb initially 4000, squawk 0541.
I heard an Emirates call up, and I'm trying to work out. I think it's that chap
Cleared
there.
the runway
Yes, it is.
to the right, simply to Foxtrot departure, squawking 5041 and climbing to initial 4000 for Emirates 86.
Number 8656, just confirm the squawk 0541.
I need to get back into the Blabo RA380X. I absolutely love that aircraft. It'd be nice to see. I think it's been about 6 months since we last operated that in the sim. It'd be quite nice to see how that's working now.
And
What improvements, if any, have been made.
It is clear.
Number 8656, you're just confirm I need you squawking 0541, please.
Oh, bloody hell. There we go. I forgot the flight directors as well. It is going to be one of those days, folks, I think.
Number 59 uniform, do I go? Number 59 uniform. Maximum cruise altitude I can give you is 560. You flight it for 280, so the maximum I can give you is 260.
Let's get that APU off. Right, flat 5.
59 uniform. Copy that. Thanks. Just number, you're now number 1 secured.
Definitely a little bit of weirdness with my Honeycomb Bravo at the moment because it seems to sit between gates, even though I've got the is it the flight sim
uniform,
hardware 3D printed detents. But hey ho, sure be fine. Right, we want LNAV arms, VNAV arms, auto thrust arms. That's all good. MCP is all set. Data's checked. QNH is all good. That's all set. We're going to do a quick little warning recall. That's good.
Break. Emirates 8656. Your push startup is approved. Facing east on 2.
Push start approved, facing east for Emirates 86.
Emirates 5 to Papa heavy request. Taxi and caution those no 81.
It'll be super, not heavy. the A380. But also, if he's got the ATIS, it doesn't really matter.
Thank you for the head up. Taxi uniform 3, Juliet. Juliet 1, hold Juliet 1 Alpha.
Rocky, where did he come from?
Clear taxi.
Zoom zoom. Is that MPS?
Juliet and holding Juliet 1
Or
Alpha, correct?
I'll show you who that is.
From that's first to Alpha. First to Papa.
Dubai ground,
Just about to ask.
Emirates 11 Mike Super request iFly clearance.
I was about to say why did it get so dark, expecting an aeroplane to go through me, but actually it's because the sun's about to go down. Do you guys want live time, live weather throughout the entire journey, or do you want to just have live weather but wind the time back to daylight hours? What would you like to see the most? Let me know in the chat.
Information Echoes current, H1016, York Blue.
While we wait, we may as well do some control surface checks.
Zurich, via radar 2 Foxtrot departure from initially 4000, squawk 6263.
So clear to destination via radar 2 Foxtrot departure. Initial climb for Santa Fe, squawk 6263, Emirates 11 Mike Super.
And that's Mike Super with my correct carrier H1016, for ready for push start.
So QNH 1016 for
SkyDubai 9027, request taxi.
SkyDubai 9027, taxi Papa, Papa for Alpha, November, holding point November 9 on runway 30 right.
Taxi Papa for, Papa 4 Alpha, November, and holding point November 9 for 30 right, SkyDubai 9027. Daniel, thanks buddy, always good to see the iFly Max in action. He says, thank you for streaming today's flights and all of your tutorials over the years. Mate, no worries at all. Everybody just basically saying live weather but daylight hours. Roger.
Emirates 4 Papa Yankee, request taxi.
We'll just roll slowly on idle.
Got Emirates 59 uniform, so Emirates 59 uniform, push start is approved, facing west on uniform. Caution the company 777 on the left.
Push start approved, facing west on uniform, and traffic inside Emirates 59.
Other station calling, can you say,
I was just looking at this thinking that actually we've got barely any signs here.
So Papa Yankee taxi Zulu, hold Zulu Foxtrot.
Zulu hold Zulu Foxtrot, Emirates 4 Papa Yankee.
And also it'd help if I had the taxi light on.
Emirates ground, correction, Dubai ground, Emirates 52 Papa, radio check.
Emirates 53 Papa, Dubai ground at Ability 5.
So Emirates 53 Papa, Boeing 777 300, that's Foxtrot 22, request IFR clears to Vienna, we are ready to copy to have information on board.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain.
Taxi Papa, Dubai ground, I don't see a flight plan for you, so can you make sure you find the flight?
I check it.
Just rerunning the numbers specific to our intersection departure that we're expecting.
Can you check it again for Emirates 53 Papa?
Going to be a change to cell temper 48 and
Emirates 53 Papa, now I see all my list. You're clear to
going to be
Vienna,
158
Foxtrot departure, usually climb 4000,
163
So we are clear
169.
to Vienna, we have 2 Papa departure. The initial climb is 4,000 feet and the scope is
So 179 for V2 plus 10.
Papa, correct your H1016 for ready for push start.
Yeah, we had a lot of a hell of a lot of flooding where we were. Still elements of where we are flooded in Oxfordshire. It's been absolutely battered.
Just confirm we're expecting 30 right.
It's for Papa Yankee from departure runway 30 right.
I was kind of hoping we'd take off with the A380, the Q, but
You're clear to Mali.
they're having to go all the way down past 30 left down to Mike, is it, I think? Or there's like a crossover, or Lima 3, Lima 4 to kind of go down that.
Please to my runway 30 right, school 0 for 6.
American 60, I need 4 read maximum. Break, SkyDubai 927, contact tower 118750.
Tower 118750, SkyDubai 927, thanks. And then we've got 13215. Dubai Tower, good evening. SkyDubai 9027's on November to hold November 930 right.
SkyDubai 927, Dubai Tower, good evening, via November 9, line up 30 right.
Via November 9, line up 30 right on SkyDubai 927. DARA, that's all good, that's all set. Traffic. Oh, November 9 is next. Sit down. This sort of section of Dubai is quite, I think, underwhelming. Strobe steady. Their taxiway signs are wrong as well then. Just back there, because they pointed out November 9 earlier, but actually this is November 9. They pointed out November 9 by November 8, not November 8 Alpha. Anyway, November 9, we've done our performance calculations for this as well.
Approaching 30 right.
30 right, clear takeoff, SkyDubai 927. Let's do the clock as well, because we never use that. Let's do that for once. Now we'll keep it rolling to be mega efficient. Sticks forward.
On runway 30 right.
A380's right down the bottom on the left. Asking for just over 40. Elite 1Bs do take a while to spool up. Engines are good. Toga. Power set. Big D rate, 76% M1. Speed's alive. Got 4 kilometers of runway pretty much to play with, so we're not in a rush. 380 knots already. 100 knots. V1 is just under 160 knots, so we're using a lot of the runway today. Hot and high. Right towards the end of the runway, rotate into the crosswinds, positive rate, gear up. Where's that 380? There it is. Nice. had to have a quick spot of that, sorry. Cool, gears up. First step. Minimum 180. So I've got to let that speed creep up. Go through that. Laps 2. Contact radar 132150, Skybar 9027, thanks, good day. Got to break off. Got the fuel reset rate, but hey ho. UAE radar, good evening. Skybar 9027's airborne 2000 feet, Semper 2 Fox. Readability 1, static only.
Skybar 927, apologies, you are identified. Climb unrestricted, flight level 150, cancel speed restrictions.
Climb unrestricted, flight level 150, cancel speed restrictions, Skybar 927.
Skybar 1 Kilo Fox, climb now, flight level 370. Skybar 1 Kilo Fox, climb now, flight level 370.
Climbing 370, Skybar 10
Good body 13570, descend altitude 2000 feet, fly heading 210 degrees.
It's like, oh quick, it's looking, load it all in fast. Bloody sin. Oh, it doesn't look as good, does it, when it's like that?
Flight level 39.
Starting 7-3
Mark, yeah, you were looking, I know in sort of Wales and Bristol,
I've got no contact with him at the moment, so
for example, were absolutely battered, and they've had people with their cars fully submerged underwater in Wales.
Okay, sorry, 1357, you can make the heading 275 now, heading 275.
Yeah, 150260.
Good body 73, Papa traffic shouldn't be a problem, you can climb now, flat of 390.
Climb for 390.
Emirates radar good today, and you have 38 out from Abu Dhabi, gate 620, support,
Jet 3 Bravo Alpha, you remain at good afternoon, cleared to Vienna, active 1 kilo departure, climb initially 5,000 feet, squawk 3433.
Jet 3 Bravo Alpha, cleared to Vienna, active 1
Through turn. We've got, I think, TARS, yeah, Gulf.
Jet 3 Bravo Alpha, just check the squawk for me please, 3433.
1336.
3 Bravo Alpha, you read back correct information, Alpha 2H1015, report ready for push.
Through 10, just double check I've turned those off, good.
Got about 1 Kilo Fox, call Gulf
Pressure
Control,
is nicely.
133.6, bye-bye.
132.6, thank you for control, have a good evening, bye-bye, by 1 Kilo Fox.
Decided 1357 on the heading 270 degrees, cleared eye left approach 30 left.
Let's go back to VNAV speed, targeting 300 knots, wow. About 2 hours 30 I think, Mikhail, 2 hours 40.
Guideway 927, climb now, flight level 340.
Oh now, flight level 340, it's got about 100%. Lovely jubbly. Bit of a weird one this, because the routing takes us north for a little while, northwesterly. and then we kind of go west across Saudi Arabia. But in the middle of it, we're kind of up the Persian Gulf, I think, first. Is it the Persian Gulf that we're in at the moment? Yeah, the Persian Gulf. Daniel, yeah, no worries. I remember I departed like this once because I can see the engine displays on the far right hand side and I can see my flat 5 indication. But somebody was like, you can't do that. Standard pressure. Yeah, they were like, you can't do that, that's not allowed. Pilot flying has to do this. And I was like, well, I can see both the screens still, and I am both pilot flying and pilot monitoring ultimately in flight sim, aren't we? So
150 expected.
lovely jubbly.
Qatari 1357, thank you, call Dubai Tower now 118.750, bye-bye.
So, on Elevatex, we are just there at Avili, hence the turn. We're coming to at the moment, got a little screenshot on there. MPS has just got airborne as well onto our control channel. We've got World Islands and we saw the marina and the palm and things further down as we departed. But our routing today is going to take us all the way up the Persian Gulf, just north of Doha, through Qatari airspace, and then working just slightly to the north of Dammam, and then effectively just across Saudi Arabia. So working all the way westbound across Saudi Arabia in towards Red Sea International, which you can see here. Oh, how close does this let us go? I mean, it's just a big building zone, isn't it? Like that's construction, construction, construction. Not sure if any of this is done yet. And my other question actually for this area is this man-made? Turtle Bay Village. Without any buildings. So it shows you how new this section is, really. Rather interesting.
Qatari 73 Papa call Golf Control now 133.
Little fishing village there, by the looks of it.
Forward control 122. Thank you today.
It looks absolutely stunning. Yeah, a lot of desert ops for today.
Osprey 598, climb now, flight level 320.
What do you mean zoom?
320 Osprey 598.
And 34-inch wide monitor to a TV. I've got a Sony Bravia gaming monitor, which is native 4K on the sim with the 4090, the RTX 4090. That's pretty good, that's all I need. I would love to have 3 computer screens of the same quality as like Rat Brown, but I just don't have the kind of space for it all, really, or the money, to be fair, either.
Got about 927 call Golf Control 133, that's the 16, bye-bye.
Call Golf 1336, Skydive 927, thanks, good night.
Qatari 73 Papa Golf Control radar contact flight level 390.
Pay for level 290.
Golf Control, good evening, Skydive 927 through level 220, Ruddock.
Skybar 927, Gulf Control, radar contact, flight level 220, climb maintain, flight level 340.
I'll maintain level 340, Sky about 927. Yeah, I don't know how you work out what your zoom is for this. Oh, actually, it's going to be in here, isn't it? 56.43. Which I think is the default, to be fair. That's 70, it's a bit much. Because you kind of want, bearing in mind, you know, the human eye has peripheral vision, doesn't it? So what you kind of want is to achieve that peripheral vision. I mean, that actually, thinking about it, that's probably a really good wraparound. I'm going to set that, and we'll try that. Is he calling me?
Can you confirm for us that we have to stay on this frequency, Emirates, if you remember?
Enjoy, Daniel. Have a good day.
I'm going to say 4 November, say again.
We would like to know if we have to stay on this frequency for now, Emirates, if you remember.
I'm going to say 4 November. No further ACC is online, monitor advisory 122, definitely, I will say fly up, bye.
Going over to Unicom, Emirates, if you remember. Thanks, have a good day, bye.
But then when you look down, it's like a little big planet. Which is where the zoom kind of lets itself down.
Emirates 2 Alpha, you can climb and maintain flight level 380, thank you.
Continue on 380, Emirates 2 Alpha.
Very plus, which Dubai city scenery are you using?
You're on a 342 in Bad Mevak, ready for descent.
You know what? I actually don't know. I wonder if I can reload a pad on Linker and see if it's.
You're on a 342, thank you, distance flight level 245.
Flight level 245 ERR, but then the correction 342.
Dubai. Orbex, landmarks, Dubai, city pack. The 2024 compatible version.
Alpha flight level 245 for Iran.
So it probably explains it, doesn't it?
Run out 342, AFM.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up good old trusty Google to show you what Red Sea Global International Airport is supposed to look like. So it opened in 2023 for domestic flights from Riyadh and Jeddah. In 2024 it welcomed its first international flight, which is this one from Dubai International via FlyDubai. Peak capacity of 9,000 around.
Arabia 220, welcome
5
back.
departures. Not many though. There's literally like on Saturday 1, 2, 3 flights in an entire day. So they've got these Lucid cars at the airport. Smile for the camera, pretend to be happy. if you're a free holiday. Helicopter transfers. It's not really showing very much, is it? Red Sea Health Hospital. If you're staying at the Red Sea destination, you'll be transported by seaplane, luxury yacht or electric vehicle to and from RSI. How does the yacht get inland? Declining optional cookies. Right. How do you make this big? You can't. So this is 80% complete as of 72 weeks ago, so you can kind of see what we should be expecting on the screen at the top.
iFly 120 approved to report back.
Oh, is that it? Brilliant. That's going to look sort of like that. Or like that at night. Quite an interesting design. But we'll find out when we get there. FPS, good, thank you. We just about hit our cruising altitude ourselves. We've got quite a high cost index today, so it's taken us a little longer just to get up to our final altitudes. We've got, I think, Doha and Qatar over there. Yeah, it was a total flight time of 2 hours 53, block time of 3:21, so it's about 4 hour long live stream again. This fog hasn't lifted at all so far today. Dnut, hello, 737-800 and the 737 MAX 8. What is the difference? So, some subtle differences. So, certainly the technology in the 737 MAX 8 is a lot more modern. It's more akin to that of the 787 Dreamliner with the two big multifunction displays on each side, for example. Slightly different kind of panel set in the middle here as well, but also you've got vertical situation display, VSD, which gives you this kind of like line, which is helpful when you're in descent or climbing to try and work out where you might level off at, for example. However, you also then get the Leap 1B engine options, so the Boeing version of the engine that's fitted to the Airbus A320neo family, and with that slightly different operating parameters as well. But it also means that the centre of gravity is different, because as we know from recent events, sadly, with MCAS being a problem with the first earlier versions of the 737 MAX 8, this has got a massive tendency to pitch up, as does the A320neo family, but the fly-by-wire system in the Airbus helps kind of work to stabilise that, whereas this heavily relies on trim and pilot input, really. So there are some differences, not massive differences, because they've made it similar enough to a point where a pilot could jump in a 737-800 and then jump out of that and jump in this and pretty much be able to operate it. Which is probably part of the problem of some of the issues that it caused. Yeah, not massive differences in reality. Shouldn't be too much longer for the PMDG 737NG series either to hopefully arrive. It's been a while, hasn't it?
German Cargo 531 approved, report back.
Gulf Control, good evening, Osprey 598, flight level 240, climb to 320, inbound early 8 months.
Previous caller, course line only.
Osprey 598.
Nice one, Aidan. 55 months, crikey.
45, climbing to
Good effort.
flight level 3.
Appreciate all the support, been with us from the early days.
Early 4 months.
Osprey 598, radar contact, flight level 245, climb maintain 320.
Osprey 598, can you repeat?
Osprey 598, radar identified, flight level 250, climb and maintain flight level 320.
Climbing to 320, Osprey 598.
R242 at 245, flight level.
Grenade 342, continue on advisory 122.8, have a great day. Bye.
Continue descent on 122.8, 342, bye bye.
Simon, welcome. So I was just shoving a cookie in my face to keep myself going. Welcome, hope you're having a good week. Down in Cape Town, nice. Or Cape Verde, rather. Very nice. How long are you there for? And Canadian Flight Summit, DCS, Thanksgiving sale, crikey, just 50% off. Are you? I haven't been on DCS since our last stream or the last video I did on it. Great fun, but I started to get quite frustrated with its limitations and it's actually quite difficult to learn. More so because of clunky keybinds and things like that. Being a wee bit of an issue more than anything else. And also then the sheer cost of stuff plus a load of stuff being unfinished.
Sunset 601, contact Baghdad, control frequency 132.875. See you soon, bye-bye.
Contact Baghdad, control 132.875. Thank you very much. Bye.
Should be fairly soon, in the next 5-10 minutes, getting our centre tanks emptied. Meaning we'll have to turn those tanks off. Pumps for those tanks off. Simon, really? No way. What? What are the chances of that? That's amazing. You know, it'd be very interesting to hear what you think then of the scenery when we arrive, because if you were one of the architects on Red Sea in real life, then that's quite phenomenal, and would be really interested to hear your thoughts. For what it's worth, if I just bring up 2 seconds. I'll bring up, this is the official trailer, right? So this is kind of a warm-up of what to expect without the music.
Condor 2421, no further issues, is online, continue on in class 3122.8, have a great evening, bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Thank you, you too. KLM 906, report top of descent.
We'll go, top of descent is within 40 miles.
Consider hello, carrying on uniform. Sorry, we had Wi-Fi issues. Do you see me now?
Carrier 1 uniform, Gulf Control, radar identified, flight level 370.
Ah, there's that building. That's the main terminal there, that weird kind of shell effect building. But yeah, it's 20. It's including VAT, £19 9p on Sim Market. So, you know, quite steep in reality. But as Ashley pointed out in our Discord server a little while ago, possibly steep because it's a very niche, specific location, and therefore the price is probably higher because they're expecting much fewer sales, and they need to cover their overheads as a business ultimately. So that's possibly one reason behind it being quite a high price tag. It's 20 quid, or in American money, 25 freedom dollars, 14 cents. But this is a fully new version 2, so the scenery's been out for a little while. It's been on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 for a little while. This is a preview of, well, it was a preview of version 2, but he's released it this morning. So, yeah, this is out now, effectively. Fully modelled terminal interior, integrated GSX profile, the Lucid Motors electric vehicles, reworked runways, taxiways and airfield grounds, enhanced landside roads, new models. We're going to be arriving at the heart of Vision 2030. So yeah, looking forward to see what it would look like in detail. There is a scenery, though I don't have it. It's actually modelled Red Sea, so you can buy a package of the Red Sea Resort from Tuwaiq Design, which I feel like should probably be part of this as a package. So you don't only just buy the airport, but you also buy the Red Sea Resort, because they go hand in hand, right? You know, so we're going to arrive in Red Sea without any of the resorts being detailed there. Sherwin, hello. No, this is Sim Update 3. I tend to avoid betas effectively. Delta Tango in southern Wisconsin. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Mark, out of interest, would you consider streaming an Aer Lingus flight from Shannon Airport to New York JFK? It's a bit of a tough one because I tend to avoid long hauls because of the nature of A, lack of popularity of those streams, and B, the sheer amount of time required to be streaming for. So I would effectively have to clear my entire day. So I'd have to heavily rely on the missus, for example, then working all of the, you know, walking the dog, sorting out all of that stuff, all of the rest of it. So it's a big ask. If it was, if it was routinely worthwhile, then I would look at doing a long haul every now and again. I was going to do cross the pond this year, but then I thought, what if I use my controller skills and I try and get a good slot as a controller for cross the pond at Manchester as one of the departure or arrival airports. I forget which one it was now. I think it was departure airport. But VATSIM UK shoved me to some, I think it was Luton Airport in the end, wasn't it, which just had barely any traffic. That was a little bit of a kick in the teeth, to be honest. So I wish I took part in cross the pond for that. I won't bother trying to control again across the pond, to be honest. I was pretty disappointed. Canadian Flight Simmer says he's looking forward to the high fidelity F15C that's supposed to come out next year. It'd probably be an early access for like 6 years though. Durstu says, I wonder if they have a similar issue with this 777 and have to switch off before fuel is emptied in the centre tanks due to the cavitation in the fuel pumps. I don't know. I'm sure there'll probably be a document online somewhere for it though, if they do. Can anyone tell, Night Shadow, good morning, can anyone tell how to reset all the controls in msfs 2024 just installed on a new PC and there's no throttle cut set? Is this due to the most recent updates? You might be able to go into... There's a setting, isn't there, folks? I'm trying to think off the top of my head inside the sim files. But it all syncs in through your Xbox Cloud account, effectively. So it tries to pull all of your settings from there, really. I think, if I remember rightly. Someone else might know the answer in the chat better than I do, though. Some worked on the main terminal. Oh, nice. Yeah, definitely be interested to hear your thoughts then, because that's the main feature of this scenery priced at 20 quid. Afternoon, Dwar. Welcome. Hope you're well. Showing, yeah, the problem is with the beta is some of the aeroplanes I fly, I keep hearing that they, some have problems like 777 or whatever, so I tend to avoid. Luke says he can't get the throttle working in Flight Sim 24 on the iFly. The reverse is on in idle. Yeah, you just need to kind of check your different throttle settings. So you want to have like a decreased throttle on the keybind. But it depends on what throttle hardware and things like that you have as well, because they're all so different, annoyingly.
Golf Control, good day. Skyline 267 climbing, flight level 260.
Skyline 267, Golf Control, radar identified, flight level 250.
Morning, Living on Player. Morning, Delta Tango. Welcome, guys.
Hi, sir.
TCA Airbus. Yeah, to be fair, that explains it, because a lot of people have had issues with that, but I haven't used them for a long... In fact, I haven't used any of the TCA throttles, so I'm not sure how to set them up, mate, unfortunately.
Club Control, good evening, 985, that's September 340, inbound,
Jack, good afternoon, welcome. How have you been? Hope you're well, mate. Hope you've had a good week. Duma, yes, first time flying into Red Sea. Really not sure what to expect from it. I had a brief look when I set the thumbnail for the stream. Didn't really look into too much detail though. Spotted a few talking points that I want to have a bit more of a closer look at effectively, but just keeping an eye here because we're getting close to emptying the centre tanks. But yeah, as always with these sort of things, I try and keep my reaction live to like the new thing.
8656 approved for report back.
Yeah, good, Jack. Thank you. I'm always busy now. It's just it's like consistent level of fatigue that you end up getting, which I'm sure you can relate to because you do like 30 degrees and 2 jobs at one go at one point or something crazy. So yeah, it's good. Back to dog training again. So we've got dog training tomorrow, and I spent yesterday dehydrating a fresh pig heart from Butcher's for Indy, something different for her. But I've got to rotate, so I'll do like a lamb liver one week, I'll do a pig kidney another week, and I'll do ox heart again, which she really loves. So this time I thought I'll try pig heart, something a bit different. It's super cheap. You can buy an entire heart for like £2. And I bought an entire ox heart, which is huge. It's like bigger than the size of my head, for £8, and I've still got loads left in the freezer. And it's really good for high value, super healthy treats. But like lamb liver, for example, you have to be really careful how much you give your dog, even if you dehydrate it, because it retains a lot of nutrients. They're super dense with nutrients and very high in vitamin A. If you give them too much, it can cause vitamin A toxicity. So you have to be really careful. So every week I try and rotate what sort of treats I might create for her training, on top of one big boiled chicken breast, which she loves, which will cut up into little chunks. That has her working really hard for 3 hours of training. Although last week she had another dog. It's like a Japanese breed of dog. I don't really know what it was, but we were doing off-lead work where all of the dogs are off-lead, and we create like a tunnel. So there's 6 handlers on one side, a gap of about 2 or 3 people and 2 dogs wide, and then another row of 5 or 6 people with their dogs, all off-lead, sat next to them on the left-hand side. And then when your name's called, you have to kind of weave down your line in and out of all the people and the dogs. Oops, let's turn that off. And as we were doing that, she was doing really well, bless her. And then this like Japanese dog, which has been a bit wired in the past and used to be muzzled, but it basically lunged forwards and tried to attack her. And I thought, brilliant! I'm gonna have to get very violent very quickly with this dog to try and get it to back off. but bless her, like Indy then, like she legged it because her response is just run away. That owner reacted quite quickly and grabbed hold of her dog, which was quite good. That helped. And then I was able to just call Indy straight over to us. But I thought, for goodness sake, it's like in 4 sessions now, that's the second time something like that has happened. Because some of the dogs there are quite troubled, some of them have been very muzzled, some of them have been quite reactive in the past. Indy doesn't have that problem because we've been really good from day one. But some of the dogs there have got behavioural issues. And when they get to a point where they're quite good and fairly reliable, I think it was a Shiba Inu actually. I'm going to Google that.
Emirates 1-1 Mike, it shouldn't be a problem, report back.
Yes, a Shiba Inu.
Brilliant, thank you. So we will report back 7 days 1-1 Mike.
Yeah, it's kind of getting to the point where like, oh, yeah, we're going to training every Sunday. And she's great in the town, she's fantastic with other dogs, she's amazing with children, she's great with people. I've taught her all this stuff, so I've taught her how to speak so she barks on command and things like that. So she's got all these really good skills, she's very good at everything, I can take it anywhere, trust her 100%. But then I'm like, well, now I'm taking her to dog training and almost like exposing her to being attacked, potentially. Which has made me and the other half think, what's the point? If it happens again, we'll just completely stop going to training because we don't want it to then get to the point where Indy, bless her, will go, well, every time this happens, I get attacked, so I'm going to bite first. Just currently, she'd never do that. But if it happens enough times, she'll start to then, she's German Shepherd, she'll then start to go, well, every time I've been in this situation, I've been bit or attacked, so I'm going to now go and I'm going to defend myself first. And that's where they can end up ruining our progress, so if that makes sense.
Pakistan 358, you blade my controlled airspace, contact me at flight level 245.
But yeah, she had a Dutch herder and a few weeks prior to that as well, have a go at her. Luke says he can't find a proper replay tool for MSFS. The one that's with FS24 isn't really good. Do you have a recommendation? No, unfortunately I agree with you. Flight Control Replay, which the guy then sold into FS2024, is really crap. Extremely buggy and quite disappointing. You could try, and I haven't used it in a very long time, but you could try, is Sky Dolly still around? FlightSim.to, Sky Dolly. I've used that before and it's really quite good, but I don't know if it works on 2024. Night Shadow, yeah, no, absolutely. One of the instructors there is really good, but he was teaching another class that was it was the same class, but it was a part of the group that wasn't as advanced as our section. So he was kind of focusing on like another 10 handlers and dogs. He didn't see that incident, but when I spoke to him afterwards, he had a word with the other instructor who didn't intervene, and has then basically demanded that that dog gets muzzled for this session this week. But yeah, we know that you know, some of the dogs there, probably at least over half of the dogs there have behavioural issues, but the trainer understands German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, Dutch Herders better than anyone else I've ever met. So yeah, with that, in that regard, I think it's quite good to go there, because she gets a very good amount of training from it, and she does well, bless her. Tango, oh, Pup had a space surgery on Monday. Been a tricky week of trying to comfort her whilst trying to keep her calm for healing. Nice. Yeah, I think, I mean, Indy's going to be 18 months in January, so we're probably looking around January time for her spay, because there's a lot of, certainly in the UK now, there's a lot of understanding that actually if you bring
Pakistan 358, you below my controlled airspace, contact me back, flight level 245.
Was he calling me then, the controller, a second ago?
Confirm to flying flight level 245.
Pakistan 358, you below my controlled airspace, contact me back above flight level 245.
Pakistan 358, area inbound for Dubai International and position Alpha and maintaining flight level 210, smoking 3250.
Pakistan 358, just confirm your final cruise level.
Final cruise level is 210, sir.
Pakistan 358, you're outside my airspace, continue on advisory 122.8, have a great weekend, bye-bye.
Auto advisory 122.80, goodbye, sir, thank you so much, Pakistan 358.
Sorry, Charlie 23, Quebec, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, 33 Quebec, expedite descent flight level 210, level by Germany.
I don't know if he was calling me.
We're expedite descent, level 210 at Germo, Charlie 23, Quebec.
There's a lot of research gone into it, and there's certainly with the bigger breeds like German Shepherds, they've found now that actually by spaying them too early cause future health issues. So the advice now for us has been to wait for 18 months. Good control, that's Skydiver 9027. Sorry, were you calling me a moment ago?
Skydiver 927, Jetta controls offline, radar services terminated, continue on advisory 123.8, have a safe flight, bye-bye.
Continue on Unicom, thanks for the ATC, Skydiver 927, good night. Yeah, whereas when my last German Shepherd Delta Tango, the vets were like, he's 6 months old now, get him spayed. And then it turns out that's, from research now, contributed to some of his hip and joint problems that he had, which is a bit frustrating. Jack, I can see when you said hi Delta Tango, and then there was nothing until anyone else getting an error from yourself, and then I was getting a chat error. But I don't know if you can see some of the messages that have gone on since through that discussion or not. I'm not sure. And I can't remember if I told you actually. I remember telling you about my accountant being utterly useless, so I've got rid of them now. I'm going to have to try and learn how to do it myself. Right, Saudi Arabia next. More desert. So, on Elevatex, we've got King Fahd International by Vertex Design Studio, just to the left-hand side. Which I think actually is that big mass there. Yes, it is. Wowzers, yeah, because you've got the highway that then goes into the city of Dammam. I'm not sure if we've gone there. Have we gone there? King Fahd International? Might be another one to do for another day. But now our routing kind of just has us flick along. We've got MPSs flying live time by the looks of it. Really nice. Osprey Holidays 737 livery in msfs 2020. And then up ahead we've got Badger flying the Red Sea liveried 737 NG series as well. He's all the way up there already, making some good progress ahead of us. Yeah, they offered to give me a discount, and they were like, "Oh, we'll give you the money back, the interest that HMRC charged you on the late payment for the tax return." But because it was their fault, effectively, I said, "So this is the deadline. I've got to get this sorted by," and they agreed to it, and then failed. So I ended up incurring an additional expense to HMRC, but even that took about 6 weeks for them to pay back, and it was only £12.80 something as an interest payment. But I thought, how difficult is it for you to send back £12 when I've spent effectively £1,000 across the year on an accountant, which is just crazy. And I thought, if that's the way you treat, even though they were trying to effectively say that they were going to give me a 40% discount on me signing up again for another year. I was like, well, you can't even send me £12 refund for your mistake. So what's the point in even taking the discount? I'll just learn to do it myself. But yeah, like you said, the trust there being lost, so no amount of money can replace that. Basically, I found out, I can't remember if I mentioned, but my accountant decided to also become a Conservative councillor and try and get into politics whilst being an accountant running an accountancy firm employing about 10 other people. So I was like, well, your interests aren't fully with your customers anymore because you want to become a politician now. And I wish I'd seen that sooner. Tango says it's so impressive how the core crew of flyers here have matured in skills and knowledge. Absolutely. It was a little more exciting when we never knew who was going to go into the harbour in Gibraltar back in the day. Yeah, you know what? They were some great streams though. Because we'd try and rush to get into like land and park so we could basically watch somebody crash or hit the water or something. But yeah, like you say, we've developed phenomenally well over the years, haven't we? Kind of shared the learning with each other. and become more proficient for it. I do need to go into another challenging approach again one day though, something like, you know, I need to do another Innsbruck for example, or something like that on a stream, because it's always fun, isn't it? Even Gibraltar's just brilliant every time. So yeah, 2 yolks too many. So there you go, how much have you had to drink? Oh, I had about 2 yolks too many. Brings a different meaning to can't see the wood through the trees, or whatever that saying is. Even like all the way back as far as to, I think 3 years ago, was it roughly, when we did some hops around Brazil, and I remember MPS crashing. He landed on an island before before Rio's central airport, with all the really difficult approaches around Sugar Loaf Mountain. I remember like we all pulled off the really sporty approach, and then we look back and we just see MPS Gaming landing on the island behind the airport. Oh, that was brilliant. So good. We should do that again actually soon. That specific part of the world. It is really good. I need to check out Helsinki version 2 though, because that looks phenomenal. Especially now it's winter. Yeah, and it's almost it's that season now, isn't it, for Rovaniemi Ops Delta Tango. Yeah, I think he bounced over the hill in the background, and I think I remember him like landing on the island and then kind of just like driving towards the airport. Thankfully that was before the days of New Sky. I'm hoping as well, folks, it might not be December, but it might be from January onwards. And again, it's always time permitting and all that sort of thing, but my shift pattern at work is going to change slightly, and with this new role that I've got. And effectively, I'm going to be working Tuesday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, Tuesday to Friday, and it'll be that repeat. So I'm hoping it might mean that I've just got, at the very least, another day in the calendar where I can not necessarily do a live stream, because I'll have the dog to look after and a load of other bits to be doing, but I'm hoping at the very least I might be able to get onto the sim and get some content pre-recorded or something like that. Justin, don't worry. You know what? I only remembered New Sky myself when I started Pushback. I triggered Pushback and I thought I'll just check New Sky to see what our off blocks time was going to be. And I realised it still said start flight, but because I'd not started the engines, it let me track it, thankfully. Yeah, it's the same place, so I'm in the same kind of department that I'm in at the moment. But effectively I'm going to become a subject matter expert on certain elements of what we do within our department at the airport. And then I'm going to be like testing and exercising the colleagues that I used to work with effectively with new procedures, new drills, emergency planning, all sorts of stuff. So that's going to be quite fun, quite interesting. Although, sadly, from the role that I'm doing now, which has a temporary promotion attached to it, it is a £200 a month pay cut. But less stress, I'll be happier, it's a good shift pattern, still no night shifts as well, which means I'll probably get to live for a few years longer when I retire. So it's all good. Ed, welcome. Question, does it matter if the planes I have for 2024 are streamed or downloaded? Not really, no. The only thing to consider is if you've got a wobbly internet connection, as you're loading in, if it doesn't quite load everything in properly when it's streaming it, you might have one or two little bugs appear. But that's where being able to now download the aircraft is really good, because you just have it installed directly on your system, so it doesn't have to pull it via the internet. But if you've got aircraft like the iFly 737 MAX 8 installed, or the PMDG 777, Phoenix A320 family, those sort of products don't get streamed, I don't think. Yeah, get back in it, knock the rust off Delta Tango, you'll be fine, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it, Delta Tango. I think certainly post-COVID, it's important that we actually reassess and work out what's healthy for us and what's good. And I've done some stuff in the past where I've just been phenomenally stressed all the time, and I've been working at like 110% for months on end. So, and then I look back and I think, well, I'm doing night shifts, I'm doing 16-hour shifts and all this other stuff, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'll get to retire at 60, but how much of my pension will I actually see? And it's only in the last few years I've started to reassess that, thinking, crikey, I'm 34. What is life going to look like in 30 years when I'm retired? And I'm already now starting to try and think about that. I need to, from our conversation on stream a few weeks back, I need to still think about checking out Farm Simulator, just for the giggles, but I don't really think it'd be a necessarily popular live stream to do, I don't think. Bit of an interesting bit of news though in real life as well that came out yesterday at Heathrow. What's it? It's Heathrow. It's actually more Virgin Atlantic rather than it is Heathrow. They've done like a financing solution with some US company called Apollo, where they've basically used all of their takeoff and landing slots at Heathrow as guarantor for like a £750 million or $750 million secured finance agreement, and they've basically given their Heathrow slots as collateral for that loan. And they're doing it apparently to pay down legacy debts and make upgrades worth hundreds of millions of pounds to its aircraft and cabins, including installing Starlink Wi-Fi on its planes, which is interesting because they seem to have financed $750 million directly in response to British Airways coming out a week prior saying that they're going to fit Starlink to all of their aircraft, and then they're not going to borrow extra money for it either, but they're also going to offer Starlink for free for their passengers. And then a week later, Virgin Atlantic comes out in the news going they've just borrowed $750 million to do the same thing, which is an insane amount, bearing in mind Virgin Atlantic in reality is actually a tiny airline. Another online persona working in finance, yeah, I'd imagine, yeah. That's mega stressful. Irony, living one day at a time, he says. Yeah, happiness is important, isn't it? Very true, Benno, very true. He's trying to look forwards, though, to not necessarily predict, but project options for the future. I think it's quite important. Because I think having a structure is better than not. I mean, a lot of people at work where I am don't plan for their retirement. They're just so locked into the pension being, you know, the thing that they're going to have to look after themselves when they retire. Albeit we put like 14% into our pensions every month out of our pay, which is huge. But they just kind of look at that, and then it's only in the last 2 years before they retire they then start to think about the financing. But that, in reality, is too late, isn't it? Really. Justin's asking, am I using your WinWing? Am I using the WinWing products on the iFly? Yes. So I've got the WinWing FCP. Sorry, the MCP, the autopilot control panel. I've got the EFIS, and I've got the 737 MAX style EFIS with the VSD connected, and I've also got the Boeing 737 FMS from WinWing as well, which is quite cool. And it all works so well with this, which is, I think, where I enjoy this more than the Airbus product range. I think it just looks nicer, and there's a little bit more to look at as well. I don't know. Oh, absolutely, massively coincidental, actually. Yeah, it just appears reactive, doesn't it? But it's interesting that they've had to borrow that sheer amount of money for the same thing. But similarly, British Airways have just gone, "No, we'll pay for it." And also because British Airways now, IAG, parent company, is in a much healthier position post-COVID, to the point they've almost paid off most of their massive debt burden that they took on during COVID. So they're in an amazingly strong position at the moment as a business. Thirsty says, speaking of Virgin, was interested to hear that Virgin Trains might be coming back to the Channel Tunnel. Yeah, they're trying a bid to compete with Eurostar, aren't they? Which is quite interesting. And I would imagine is going to meet significant amounts of resistance for what is a monopoly via one company, which I always think is a bit wild. But they're still going to have to use Eurostar's facilities to store the Virgin trains, which is a little bit odd, I think. So either way, Eurostar will probably not lose out, because what they lose out on revenue from passengers, they'll probably get back off facilities costs and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. Those of you involved in the train industry, like Ashley does too, you guys might know better than I do. I'm purely guessing with that sort of thing. Night Shadow, yeah, they've always struggled, haven't they, to scale their product lineup up based on the sheer demand for their products, especially when they're still rolling out more stuff, and it's all really good stuff. But I personally would like to see people make an order and then within 2 weeks they have it delivered. But it doesn't seem to be an operating model that they've employed. Instead, a lot of stuff stays out of stock or on pre-order for a very long time. Yeah, the iFly textures are good. Pop in. Oh, interestingly, it doesn't let me go back in. I'm locked out of the aeroplane. But yeah, we can peek in and have a look at business class. But I always do like the skylighting and the overhead bins and things. I think that's always quite cool. And the little nifty features like the tray tables, though it's not on all of them. And the window blinds. Find a tray table, there we go. Ta-da! Completely pointless feature in flight sim in reality. I suppose it's nice they've added it nevertheless. Ah, I didn't know that actually. Very interesting. Yeah, Night Shadow, what was it? FS? What's the big event on in America? for flight sim. God, it's completely gone out of my mind. I was going to say FS Weekend, but that's the one in the Netherlands. FS Expo. Got it. They were showcasing there, weren't they? Like a Boeing style yoke, and that doesn't seem to have actually made it through to any form of like product line, which is quite surprising because they were kind of pumping that as if it seemed nearly ready, I thought. So I figured by now, like, you know, November, we would have had that product ready to go prior to Christmas. But perhaps it'll be like April instead now, or even early summer next year. Yeah, Dursty 2, you get yourself on that contract instead and do the channel tunnel routes. You could just say bonjour, ça va on the on the tannoy. Bonjour, ça va. Welcome to the Virgin Channel Tunnel train service to France. Je suis le train driver. Choo choo. Right. If we have a little look at the charts, because I think we are somewhat halfway. We're almost halfway, but we're not quite halfway. Are we halfway? Yeah, we're pretty much halfway. But we can have a little look here at the charts. I'm just going to keep thinking about Le Choo Choo now. Right, there's no approach charts here at Red Sea, but I mean, they're very limited. We've got omnidirectional departures, and that is the chart. It's literally it. It's just a initial climb clearance 5,800 feet, which is oddly specific, and then like an instructional routing instead. But bearing in mind there's 5 flights a day, don't really need these convoluted arrival procedures and things. We've got a 3,700 metre long runway. We're expecting 33 right for the arrival, so we'll cross that VOR as well at the same time, the RSI VOR, which is pretty much in line with that threshold, which would be good, like a 0 DME check. And then we've got parking stands. So I'm going to use either stand 1, 2 or 3 today. So one of these when we arrive, just because that's what I know the GSX profile that's a work in progress works for, apparently. What else have we got on the charts? And then we're going to be expecting our Suli 33 right. So arrival is going to have us come in kind of to the north of all of this terrain here. And then we'll kind of arrive over the top at the RSI VOR, crossing that at 4,500 feet. From there, it's a bit of an interesting one. We're going to probably start the turn early to intercept the outbound 128 radial to 11 DME, and then max 210 knots to head round, 10 mile final approach, 325 degrees for the inbound course. And we want to start that at 2,000 feet. And then we've got minimums 364. Easy peasy. Port elevation 164 feet. Transition altitude 150, so we can actually do that now. It's already in there, happy days. We can get that data as well for the QNH and feed that in properly. Yes, there's a couple of products discounted with Winwing's Black Friday sale. And we've still got an 11 knot crosswind and a 16 knot headwind at Red Sea, QNH 1013. going to pop that in. Just going to try and bring up the weather. TAF, what have we got here? So, Red Sea International's terminal aerodrome forecast between 12Z today and 18Z tomorrow. So that's a long period of time actually. The mean weather is going to be 290 degrees at 15 knots. Visibility 7,000 meters. View clouds 4,000 feet. And then it's going to be calmer through this evening, so between 18Z and 20Z tonight, 360 degrees at 5 knots, cav OK. And then early hours of the morning, 6 AM to 8 AM, 090 at 5. So yeah, it's 290 at 15 knots is pretty much what we're looking at. Currently it's 290 at 19 knots, cav OK, 27 degrees Celsius, QNH 1013. That's the ATIS currently. Right. You ask Delta Tango, and you shall have. I reckon in the next 10 minutes I can hopefully get one created, or at least a draft of one. Spray less shoo-shoo. I have no idea if this is going to work, but we shall find out. That's actually brilliant what it's made. Bear with me. I'm just tweaking the so that way it's just going to go completely off tangent and make something random. No way, please. This has got to be good. Please work. This is brilliant. I've got 3/4 of an image blurred at the moment, waiting for the ground reveal. Oh, I think we've got not only a t-shirt design, but we've got we've got it all. We've got a mug design. We've got the whole shebang. How's this look? Bing! Choo choo, let's shuttle. I know! I did have to do about 6 prompts though to make it actually do the right thing, but I love that. Is Let's Shuttle a registered trademark? Ah, Let's Shuttle is a registered trademark. So I shall get that removed. Can you put it on a polo? Yes. Bear with me though. Oh, look, this is so random that we're doing this, but it's equally brilliant. Have you got preferences of polos or t-shirt colours? Also, do you want the channel logo put on there somewhere? Or do you want it just as it is? That's the next question. It's so funny, brilliant. Blended t-shirts because they're softer and stretchier than 100% cotton. Interesting. Oh yeah. Right. Let me just see if I can get this to work. I'm determined in the next 10-20 minutes to make sure this is something that we can create to look at. So bear with me. Is it PNG? Scratch and sniff. You know what? Doing the most random things. This stuff is often brilliant, isn't it? Let's see what we can come up with then. Make new products. Somebody said polo, didn't they? So, did they do polos? I don't think I've ever seen them do a polo. Oh, they do. There's a women's. Oh, there's an Adidas space dyed polo shirt, so it could be a branded Adidas option. There's an Under Armour men's polo. Wow. Since when did my merchandise provider do actual branded stuff? Embroidered on demand on that. Space dye, printed. So the Adidas one can be printed on demand. What are the colours you guys said would be quite cool to play around with? Black or red. They have black melange, which is actually just grey. What's this? That's ring spun cotton, which we said not to have. Choo-choo. 36 months, thank you mate. Appreciate all the support as always. I do enjoy it when the stream goes completely off tangent. Just mega off piste and we just do some completely random stuff. Jack, 37 months. So the polo shirts only allow you to add it in on the corner, by the looks of it. Bye. Just gonna add it in now. Could have it on the back. So I can have it on both sides. So let me just make it all render it, and then I'll share you the link, and you can tell me what you think. Although I just realised I didn't add the additional colours. Oops. Bloody thing. I actually think this looks wicked. Though, just realised. Ah, yes. Silly me. Okay, well, we're almost there. Leaving you guys in the lurch while I design away. That's better. Okay. Stand by. Just need to tweak one thing, which turns out is extremely important. Yes. Right. Got you. Peaky booger. Alright, we're in. Let's make that channel thing a bit smaller. Choo-choo free dust to 45 months. Ashley, 54 months, crikey. Right, let's see. That says it's public. Right. How does that look? I've just rustled it together real quick. But it's embroidered with like a print. It's printed rather than embroidered, with a big one on the back and a little one on the front. Failing that, what have we got? What are the polos? I could do t-shirts as well, to be fair. Let's see. That's embroidered on demand. It's all embroidered. We don't want embroidered. Printed. Hey William, welcome. Yeah, no, I get the feeling, mate. There you go. I'll show it on the screen. The Le Choo Choo Adidas polo shirt. Look at that. Crazy. I don't know what material it is. 100% recycled polyester, it says. An Adidas polo shirt. They have Royal Melange, grey heather, which is more like a white, and then a black melange, which is like the dark grey. Brilliant. What else? Although, because it's an Adidas one, that's quite expensive, isn't it? It's what, 62, so what's that, 80 US dollars. What else do they have? Well, they've got a very cheap one. Why is that coming at the back of warning? Oh, that's why, because they've got lots of colours out of stock. Brilliant. Side label. That could be a good one, actually. I've ended up having like a full-on play of this now. $160 miles, fuel's good. MPS Gaming's behind. There's another one there. Yeah, the other one's expensive because it's an actual Adidas polo top. But the one that I've just linked is even cheaper. But I can do the t-shirts that tend to have a better selection of options and things for them. Aiden, have a good one, mate. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Yeah, only people that have watched this live stream today will understand it. That needs to go up more. Does Dirty 2 get any royalties? No. So there's some more. Done a big like t-shirt with it on both sides, with multiple colours, like big, bold, bright red, military green. But I put the logo like down there, so it's almost kind of disappears into the logo as well a bit. If that makes sense. And then there's a much cheaper polo with an embroidered, no, a printed logo on the inside of the neckline. Although interestingly, there we go. Yeah, and on the back, big choo-choo. Although I might just edit that one because it's a bit messy. Where's it gone? How do I do the view? How do I edit the actual product design? There we go. I have to start planning the descent soon. Jubbly. It is very important stuff, that Tango. Oh, no way. I'm going to have to make a hat as well, just because. Because that actually looks brilliant. That's a foam trucker hat. That sounds disgusting though. This is. I'm having such good fun. It's so stupid. Add products. The mug. The hat. Save changes. What hats do they have? Apparel, accessories, hats. What style hat do you like? Rob, welcome away on his first flight on VATSIM since August. Dubai to Ortambo and the 777. Nice. I will try to keep it going for another hour and a half at least, or an hour. What's a compatible hat? They have a million hats. They have an Under Armour hat. Oh, that's embroidered. Embroidered, embroidered, embroidered. I wonder what it looks like embroidered. Alright, let's stick it on the Under Armour dad hat and see what it says. It does. That ships from the US only.
Ursita purchased the Real Aviator unisex t-shirt for £23.24. I salute your efforts to get my money by inventing a logo and T-shift on stream.
32 epic. What did you order? That's brilliant. Oh, that's actually brilliant. That baseball cap is insane. Let me just show you this, folks. I don't know what price it's going to throw it out at, but look at that. Le Choo Choo. Mega posh. I think that's the best thing we've ever made on the stream. Oh, he's talking about the A300 compatible version, not a compatible hat. Absent delivery, the wife wants to know what's in the box. Le Choo Choo to the Oh yeah, it's a Le Choo Choo hat and thing, honey, don't worry. Right, hold on. I'm just going to roll this out as a product as well. Right, we're going to have to start focusing now. Delta Tango says, perhaps on the Polo, have the BRITISHAVGEEK logo on the front chest and Le Choo Choo across the back. What do you guys think to that? On both, or the Adidas one, or which one in particular? The Le Choo Choo hat is now available. Cool, right, so this is the upgraded range. Right, where are we? Let's focus, actually, yeah. Cheers for the Metar. 300 at 16 knots, Cav OK, 26 degrees, 1013. So let's get that dialed in. 1013, which is standard pressure anyway, so we haven't got that to worry about too much. Happy days. But super simple for this because we've already semi-briefed anyway. We could just go departures, arrivals, OERS arrival, ILS Zulu, 33 right, RSI transition, execute because there are no stars. What we can also do is, or on the Polo, no back image, just let choo-choo on the front, chest, pocket and bag logo or info on a sleeve. To be fair, that Under Armour one could be quite good because it's a it's embroidered. Although that doesn't let you print on the back, that's a bit naff. Maybe not. Adidas Sport Polo. Right, minimums are going to be 364. That's minus. Three, 6, 4. Let's bring that range ring in. 80 miles to top descent. We've got a massively long runway, so we'll probably select auto brake 1. Need to do our landing weights, which is going to be an estimated 65.5 tons. Let's do flat 30. Let's go in a bit sporty, because there's, with Red Sea, we'll look at the charts in a WeMo, and you'll see actually there's quite a long way to go. What about that Delta Tango in that link? Taking your feedback. I'll get it on the screen for all of you guys. There you go. So it's an official Adidas Sports polo with just Le Choo Choo embroidered this time, and then the BRITISHAVGEEK logo embroidered on the arm. Although it looks purple, but that's meant to be navy blue stitching. That looks so good. Look at that. That's available now as well. Right, there's the final selection for today. How random. So we're going to go auto brake 1, quick check of the charts, and we want to be overflying VOR at 4,500 feet. RSI 4,500. Going to actually set that to 240 knots. Wowzers. I'll be alright. Leroy! Check it! Right, that'll do. And then we want a fix, and we'll set RSI 6, because that's the glide slope. 325 6 with a back course of 145. We'll set 10. Ooh, 145. 11 in fact. That'll do. What else do we want? ILS frequency 1093. 11. And 1126. For the VOR. And we've got 325. Set on course. Easy peasy. 150. Set. Everything's done. It's 4,000, so let's set that MCP. Delta Tanker says, I also love the way you pronounce Adidas in the UK. It sounds much fancier than here in the US. Yeah, for you guys in America it's Adidas, isn't it? Something like that. But also Nike. Nike and Nike pronounced very differently. So for us it's like, it's Nike. But then some people call it Nike, so... Dolly, welcome. Good morning to you over in Texas. Jack's playing World of Warcraft at the moment. Night Shadow.
Night Shadow purchased the Choo Choo Adidas graphic polo for $64.99. Love the stream. I've learned a lot and laugh a lot as well. Thank you for what you do. Cheers from across the pond.
Amazing. You guys are going to have the most specific merchandise in the world. I can't wait to see the photos of what they look like when they arrive. Very excited. Absolutely MPS. We're going to be shortly finding out whether or not Tuwaiq Designs version 2 of Red Sea International Airport, which is very specific in itself, is worth the £20 that they are asking for it. Quite a steep price really for a very small, very specific airport. We shall find out when we arrive. Dolly's done it. The first Microsoft Flight Simulator install last week. Not sure what happened, but it froze, and then my machine emitted a sharp pong of protein ground log. Any idea what might be up? What specifically happened, rather than the brown log bit? What actually happened with your sim? So we can try and hopefully diagnose it. We'll try and help if we can. I'm not the most techie, but there are some very techie people in the chat that will be able to help. By the way, if you've enjoyed this live stream today, make sure you hit that like button if you've not done so already. Absolutely nice, Shadow. You're going to get so many questions. What the F in hell is La Choo Choo? Oh dear. Right, down we go in a wee sec. So, as a reminder, just for the charts, more so for my own benefit, we are there on the Juliet 874 airway. Going to begin our descent shortly down through Natick, and then working down southwesterly towards Red Sea International Airport. From there, we're going to intercept this outbound radial of 128 degrees from the Hanak VOR 1126, which we've already got tuned in, ready to go with 92 nautical miles away. When we reach 11 DME, we're going to begin a left-hand turn, max 210 knots. Sorry, a right-hand turn rather, to intercept the ILS, which is on an inbound course of 325. We mentioned a second ago about using flap 30 and also auto brake 1 is because we've got a big 3,700 metre long runway to use. We'll touch down kind of here somewhere, roughly, and effectively we're not going to reach Alpha 2, but there's this big long bit of runway up to Alpha 3 where we'll then vacate and head up Delta towards the main terminal area.
Someone purchased 2 items for £42 and 61 pence, including La Choo Choo La hat.
Amazing! What is happening? La Choo Choo's really taken off. Guilty! Amazing. Been the most successful merchandise line we've ever made. And it's got nothing to do with aeroplanes. Oh dear. It is an official thing now. You're going to be like motorcyclists when you go past each other, and motorcyclists give each other just a nod, a little sideways nod in the UK to be like, yes, I am one of you and you are one of me, kind of like this club, this secret unspoken club. And you're going to see somebody with a La Choo Choo t-shirt go past you one day and go, I know, Jack. Literally. You're going to go past somebody and go, oh my god, they have a La Choo Choo t-shirt, I know exactly where that's from. And then you'll know that you are probably some of the rarest human beings on the planet. Because you know you'll have watched the FS24 Dubai to Red Sea International live stream on the 15th of November 2025 over on the BRITISHAVGEEK YouTube channel. I could do a Le Choo Choo patch, Night Shadow. $25,000 feet. We are going down rather fast. 182. Yeah, Ashley, it was Zato in the Philippines of all places. He was driving his car to go to the airport for some flying lessons, and he was stuck in traffic in Manila, or just sort of away from Manila. And as he was going up down a bit of traffic, he saw somebody's rear view window had a BRITISHAVGEEK sticker logo on it. It's just the most bizarre thing. That's still, to this day, one of my favourite pictures. The fact that he'd actually got a photo of it proved it, and that's what made it believable. Because I'd never have believed it otherwise. Two people in the Philippines, of all places, just driving around, and they were in the same place at the same time. Both enjoyers of the channel. Mr. Worldwide, yeah. Now there's another product idea. I could upload my channel logo to an AI thing and make it do a rework of it, and with Mr. Worldwide. No, I won't. We're busy now. We're descending. No, you'll bankrupt me. This is what 0% credit cards are for. It's like a secret code word where the spies will sit down on a bench next to each other and one will just say, "Le Choo Choo." Or it'll be cryptic, it'll be like the Virgin Eurostar service is stuck in its station, and the answer will be "Le Choo Choo." And then they will hand over the secret document. Right, let's get this aircraft set back up again. So we're going to spin the wheel. We've already done that on the bank angle limiter. Probably earlier than we should, but it will be done otherwise, as soon as I'm getting sidetracked in immense levels today. Descend to flight level 220. I've missed it as well now. But we obviously need to announce our position as we descend through flight level 120. But I'd have to make chew extreme clear. 120. I don't think I can pull it off. Jay says he will always remember that he didn't want to spend 20 quid on the scenery for Red Sea International for the stream, but 40 quid for the Choo Choo hat, yes please. The name is Bond. Choo-choo Bond. Oh, through transition already. Which is the same anyway as standard pressure, 1013. So no changes for us whatsoever to employ. We've got a load of water ahead, so a Buddha. Look at this. I mean, it's a great descent into this coastal region. This is really stunning. Mountainy desert landscape with the most amazing view. Look at that. Miguel, you did. You've missed out. The FOMO will set in deep. Ooh, Fwonk, good question. Now, if you want more of a challenge that's not anything Airbus related, go for the iFly 737 MAX 8. Because, I mean, it's great fun. It's just superbly created. It's really beautiful. Very well detailed. Red Sea International, Skydubai 927s through flight level 120, descending 4,000 for RSI, expecting the ILS runway 33 right. Will report over the fields, turning outbound. Red Sea International. What else could we put the Tuwaiq design onto? That is the question. Is the 350 fairly intuitive if you're confident in the Phoenix Delta Tango? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, really, really good. Slight differences because it's push instead of pull, I think, for standard pressure. And then you have these beautiful big screens, but yeah, intuitive, yes, but you've got to work your way through the menus of the multifunction displays. It's the only kind of caveat, but you will get your head around it, I promise you. The only thing to watch for is a lot of people still reporting lots of WASM crashes with the A350s.
Let's see.
I personally haven't had that issue, but
598 inbound, Bruta 4 miles for descending to 4,900 RSE approach, right. Level 9,500.
The Tuwaiq onesies, Jack. They don't offer those. They do a bikini. I've just realised the entire time I've had the charts up when I should have been showing you guys this amazing view. Yeah, which I was talking about with Navigraph splattered all over the screen. So I can only apologise. I could put the Tuwaiq logo right in the middle of these recycled high-waisted bikini bottoms for some exclusive merchandise. Although I fear it will make it very non-PG if I put the Tuwaiq there. Poor rap cringing. Right, where's this airport? It's on the nose somewhere. All of this over there, that is that Red Sea resort that we were looking at right at the start of the stream. Of the stream. Is the Boeing system hard? I only fly Airbus. It's very different if you are used to Airbus, because the Boeing stuff requires a lot more intensity involved with you inputting stuff like managing the pressurization panel, setting the landing altitude up here, flick switches for the packs being on automatic and all that sort of stuff with the 737, but you can get your head around it, and I have done a whole load of tutorials based on lots of different aeroplanes. I absolutely love the 777 from PMTG, so that's one I would 100% recommend. Like I said, the legal department's just called no bikini bottoms. God damn it. Thirsty says it's the ultimate gift for the other half, a La Choo Choo bikini. We could split the logo and have one on each side of the bikini top. Le Choo, and then the other side Choo. Although I might get told off doing that. Turning in, right, so here we go. We're going to be outbound. 128, so I'm going to set 128 early. Speed reductions come off really nicely here, so that's good. Thinking about energy management, because we've got to think about slowing the jet down, and there is the first glimpse of the airport, nestled in the distance. It absolutely does, Simon. I can't wait to hear your opinion of this, because I'm taking your word for it, because this is the internet. But you said right at the start, for those of you who weren't here at the time, Simon mentioned he was one of the architects of the design of the real-life Red Sea International Airport. So it's going to be really interesting hearing his thoughts of what's gone into this scenery by Tuwaiq Designs. Information Alpha, welcome. Very good. It has been a while. Hope you're well. You've missed out on the new product line, which is now linked in the live chat. The La Choo Choo merchandise range. And that's about it. we spent an hour and a half talking nonsense and creating a random line of merchandise. Yeah, this is a beautiful bit of scenery, isn't it? Like a landscape rather than scenery, I should say, because that could draw inference to this, but there it is. Already in view. Absolutely, Dwar, yes. Normal service is resumed. So you can see the kind of like... How would you describe the roof? I was going to say like tortoise shell. Fan roof kind of thing, but you know what, I'm going to trust the aeroplane's going to absolutely smash this arrival, so I'm going to wind it down to 2,500 feet. It's 2,000 feet in fact, so let's set that. It's going to level off at 4,500 as we cross that VOR, and we shall have a little top-down view of Tuwaiq Designs as we overfly the fields. 4 of the 5 pods are for scheduled flights. The 5th pod is for ultra-high-end general aviation. But there it is, from a distance. Bearing in mind in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, most of the LODs don't kick in till a lot closer to the ground. Let's pause the music. And that's what we can look forward to expecting. So now we're going to fly this outbound radial. And we've got right in the backdrop here, look at that. How are we doing? Creeping it down. I'm just going to go speed intervention here because I'm going to stuff up MPS gaming otherwise. Red Sea International traffic. SkyDubai 9027 is flying the outbound radial 128 degrees to 11 DME. The ILS Zulu runway 33 right approach. Currently 4,000 feet, QNH 1013, 200 knots. We'll report turning base.
Red Sea traffic was by right, inbound wrong Sierra, India, 3 miles, 4,000.
So I'm not anticipating needing to use speed brake, so we will arm it now. And let's go ahead and select flap 5. 200 knots is good. It's going to bring us right to the top of that limiting speed though for it, but we're all good otherwise. We shall bring this in. 325, 325. I will punch the ILS. That Tango, no worries, buddy. And yeah, let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. Heading select. We'll do 800 feet per minute. See how that works. Met plus there. On to go. Red Sea International guided by 9027 is 2,700 feet, turning right base, 33 right. Max speed of 210, that's fine. We're doing 200 knots. We're good. We're keeping the speed up to try and help MPS out behind. And we'll need to decelerate further if we're going to extend more flaps. But we're flap 5 in green. Speed's good. Altitude's good. The fuel balancing is very good. No, Tango, that's epic. Look at this for a view. Sweeping round into this amazing... really amazing sunset on arrival. We've set the time perfectly today, crikey. And I'm going to keep the turn coming because we're level at 2,000 anyway. And we'll set 300 degrees, that's 30 degree intercept. Because MPS is right there. Mate, you can do a land after if you want, so as long as you're visible with me and you think you can stop before before you hit me, it should be alright. But he's up here somewhere. I'm looking for him. There's the runway. Just bring it into 310. Very close. Oh, Delta Tango. I did miss that. Yeah, you missed it earlier. We sold a business of 27 years. Crikey. That, I'd imagine, is never easy. How have you found with it all? How have you kind of coped? Is that the word? Get out flat 15.
Let's see.
That's ILS captured.
Traffic.
CMD engaged. CMD B engaged.
Briefly right.
Red Sea International SkyDubai 9027 is 8 mile final, runway 33 right, speed 160 till 4 DME. So we've got a little bit more before we hit the glide slope. We'll go down to 20 fly for the flaps. Remember, we're landing flap 30. There's the airport. There's that amazing sunset. 66.43, so we need to just change our approach speeds there. Glide slopes alight. Missed approach is gonna be 4,500. We've got 143, 148. Lap 30. Green. Gear down 3 green. Speed brakes armed. Jolly good. Engine start mode selectors 2 continuous. Lights and sights. Cruise the seats.
Red Sea traffic Osprey 598.
All good.
Runway 53. Right 11 miles for now.
Afternoon, Andy. Welcome, mate. Autopilot off, auto throttle off, my controls. Red Sea International, SkyDubai 9027 is short final 2 miles. Runway 33 right to land. Red Sea
right.
traffic. Christopher, welcome, mate. I will read the chat in a Wemo, folks.
400.
Ignoring the glide slope indications now, I'm effectively just flying a bit of a visual approach for this.
300. Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
200. Glide slope.
Disregard.
Glide slope. 100. Glide slope. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
There's your butter. Reverse green. There's the airport. We'll keep the speed up.
6 miles for landing.
Glide slope's 3 degrees. I thought that was a little bit off. Those pappies and the glide slope alignment seemed very incorrect, didn't it? Right, anyway. We'll maintain the centre line. There is the runway. There is the airport's terminal building. Probably just
1,500 meter.
Just have
remaining.
reverse idle kind of sat open, just as a safety measure really for us. And I can already see some of those Lucid cars. Hey, awesome. Who's the Osprey? Is that Badger? Red Sea International Traffic. SkyDubai 9027 is vacating Alpha 3. Taxiing stand 1, 2 or 3. Lovely jubbly. So vacate left Alpha 3. Jolly good.
Red Sea traffic of 598, 3 miles.
Amazing spacing, MPS. Good job, mate.
Right.
That's all good. Flaps are up. That's all set. Happy days. I think I'll go for stand 3, I think. It is a custom GSX profile, yes. But it's still very much a work in progress, apparently. That's how it was laid out to me. There's MPS. We come to a stop before the turn. Spot him from a distance. Oh, mate, amazing touchdown. Good job. Master cautions for air conditioning. It's just the dual bleed kicking in. There we go. Lovely jubbly, we've got stand 3. Free C to be precise. Taxi lights off. Get the logo lights on, why not? Looks snazzy. Find out in a second, Night Shadow. Letting into park.
Red Sea traffic on space for night, located runway at Alpha 3.
There is an interior. Go to my fisheye lens view.
Red Sea traffic, Osprey Fahrenheit, taxi, Alpha 3, Alpha Delta, Charlie, 23.
11 meters. Let's go right up, see when it has a stop. So I think this could be another point of work in progress. We're going in the building. Crikey. I think this is the closest I've ever got to a VDGS sign. Parking brake on. Jolly good. Yes, APU, it's got power. It's got the engines. Rather snazzy. Anti-coals. System, sim, ground support. Rusty boarding. Right, GSX was going a bit wonky then by the looks of it. So let's just change this. To a more reasonable rotation speed. We'll have a look at New Sky first to see how we've got on with our flight status. 13,222, 10 days. Look at that. Great touchdown. There's our routing for today. Lovely jubbly. Super smooth landing. 1.1 G at peak. That's deserved of a LeChoo-Choo sales pitch. So let's take a look at this then, because Simon is one of the architects of this building in real life. Will be able to offer us some thoughts here. So yeah, as we said at the start, Red Sea International was kind of created to serve the Red Sea project, which is all the way over there on the ocean. We had a little look at that at the start of today's flight. It's a very interesting building that kind of like kicks out. Although I do notice this is all very low resolution here. On the edges of the building. I'd imagine it's extremely hard to get that metallic kind of effect though, as well in the sim, where everything kind of reflects and it looks golden. It's probably quite difficult, I would imagine. Look ahead in here. What we got? Oh, amazingly detailed interior. Oops. I'm getting lag, and I think it's GSX being a bit funky because it crashed as we parked. Yeah, really good textured interior, high definition assets. And we've got like custom roof signage here, like gates, for example. That's quite nice. When you look at the roof though, they've got integrated lighting. This bit at the back here looks a bit messy. I think that could do with a bit of neatening. Simon says each pod only serves a maximum of 2 flights. Wow. The glass work there could do with a bit of improvement as well. It's nice with the lights on the roof though, because especially now we're getting sunset, we're going to hopefully start to see, yes, the apron lights have all started to come on. Look. Wow, they're bright. Let's have a look at this one, shall we? Same flight number though. I think they could probably do with tweaking that, so it's a bit more unique. See how the passengers are getting on. Where are we walking then, folks? We're converging on this arrivals area. Let's follow them. Oh wow. Down we go. They go off into the border. This is cool. The interiors aren't too far away, Simon says, from real life. Now, this is pretty cool. I'd imagine this is an absolute bugger to try and sort out with all the interweaving kind of textures and bits. And then we've got the externals here with these like bespoke special Red Sea Lucid vehicles that they have at the resort, which is quite cool. Different colours. I mean, from here it looks really impressive, doesn't it? Look at that for a backdrop. That looks really cool. Dirty 2, good effort, mate. Yeah, that's really quite nice from a distance. It's when you look closely you start to see little things that could be done improvement wise. Again, we've got that really nice shiny metallic roof there. These bits here could do with upgrading texture wise though, for 20 quid. I think I'd expect a bit more high definition there. This lounge looks quite nice. Simon says you enter arrivals through gardens between the pods. So they're like the little gaps that we've just walked through, or is that different to what you know to be the case? So that's the arrivals walkthrough down here then. So this is gate 1. We'd land, have people dump our carts and things there, which is where the sim's expecting us to go. by the looks of it. And then we walk through here, down through the gardens into arrivals. Which I don't think is modelled. No. As you walk out though, I mean, look at that, that's pretty impressive, that's quite cool. Very different. Look at this. Notice this though. Bit of terraforming difference with msfs 2024 compared to the 2020 version. Some differences there with the satellite data perhaps, but that I would imagine would be a very easy fix for the developer, to be fair. Got a little update. And as we said before, they also sell the Red Sea landmarks pack, so you can actually buy the resorts and have them rendered in. Let's go around here from a distance. I mean, that looks cool, doesn't it? Very different to what we usually see. And I think that's probably why the price is set at £20, because it's such a remote, random location to fly. They're not really expecting many people to purchase the scenery, so that's the only way they'd probably cover their overheads. But I think from a distance, this looks really good. It's when you get up close, that's when you can start to like nitpick and start to see little things like that. Bit of road surface there, for example, being a bit wishy-washy. Got a load of other stuff over there, which we'll go and take a little look at as well. The night lighting's really good. Sanders, the resort, I don't have the resort, unfortunately, in what I have. That's a separate product, which is one thing I did say at the start of the journey today. I think given its niche, I think I would like to see the developer combine the two products into just one product. So you buy the airport, but you also buy the resort. I think that would be my primary bit of feedback for them, more than anything else. Because that way you can kind of immerse yourself in not only the airport, but you can fly over towards the resorts. They're all the way over there, off in the coastline. The Lucid vehicles are pretty cool. I don't think I'd ever seen anything like that in the sim. This bit's a bit stupid, actually, I think, if I'm honest. These are tiny stands designed for, by the looks of it, general aviation or luxury jets, corporate jets. They're not going to get an A380 or an A350 there. That's some lazy decals. Easily fixed again. Just requires a bit of time and effort to get that bit right. What we got over here? That's not the camera. That's the camera. I assume this is like the luxury terminal. It says departures. Simon says it would have been difficult to model. It was difficult in real life to build. And the detail there is quite cool. There's some nice detail in this section. Again, the glass textures could do with some improvements. Impressive roof texturing there, look, with the air conditioning systems and things. Not animated though. Sometimes you see developers with like the aircon fans kind of whirring away, but yeah, from a backdrop, it looks really ruddy good. Look, from here, it is when you get close, you start to kind of spot washy bits of washy bits of texturing and low resolution textures and things. And one thing I'll probably point out as well is Red Sea International has a tiny little runway here. It's got X's all over it. But 33 left is this very small little bit of runway here. And obviously we've used this big one, which has its own textures and things sorted out for it. And I thought the runway textures looked quite good, although now a little up close look, these runway tyre marks just look like a copy and paste. Not a fan of those. Because they actually just repeat all the way and they look like the same all the way through. And again, for £20 I think I'd expect there to be a bit more detail in that, and a little bit more personal touch and specific bits. Simon, interested, that departures bit over in the corner with the buses is for resort staff or construction staff to fly in and out then, I assume. Got a control tower over here. What do you all think? It's priced at just shy of £20. What do you reckon? The tower looks very bland, doesn't it? This bit here looks very kind of bland and a bit of an afterthought. It'd probably be nice to see a little bit of clutter around here to reflect the, I don't know, maybe like a road network going to and from the tower. Added in, I think. But that's my personal thoughts. It looks great from here though, look at that. Really good night lighting. Night shadow, yeah, needs a little more love for my taste, he says. Yeah, I think £20 is a very steep ask when there is a lot of improvements that need to be made. Like, yeah, if you're asking for 20 quid for a scenery in msfs 2024 or 2020 for that matter, certainly these textures here, that's what you see the most. And having these bits here, that's not really forgivable, I don't think. I think it's pretty poor. It does then let down the rest of the scenery because, you know, for example, this roof texture here, I would imagine was an absolute bugger to try and model and design. And when you look at it from, again, a distant view, as we are now, that looks superb. It looks really complicated, really carefully created. It's when you look very closely that it starts to come apart a bit with those pixelated textures. And the bits of like rock here, a little bit of an overlap. And that might be compatibility with 2024 being a little bit funky, a little bit of differences with ground textures and terrain mapping maybe compared to 2020. But then it's nice to see inside they've gone to the effort of making some really nice custom textures inside. But again, if you look too closely, blurry things. So it's when I do think for 20 quid they've asked a bit too much. 10 quid, fair enough. Yeah, I think I would probably agree with that. 10, 15 pounds at absolute most. Especially when they've got, let's just have a quick check of this, hold on. Gate 1, SV1570. Gate 2, SV1570. Gate 3, SV1570. Gate 4, ooh, reverse textures, SV1570. Gate 5, SV1570. MPS, if you're still watching, mate, do you have those same textures? Because the version I've got is a pre-release version, not the one that actually got released overnight. So there might be some subtle differences there, perhaps. Yeah, those little things there might not be apparent. Oh, okay, you've got the same stuff, right? Yeah, so for 20 quid, that's not excusable ever, really. A lot of potential with this scenery, because this now, from this point of view, looks really, really nice. And again, it's the detail that lets it down. But easily fixable. It's a question of whether or not Tuwaiq Designs wants to go and deal with that and get it fixed, perhaps in the next couple of weeks, to really show that they've listened and they can take feedback and things like that. Again, a lot of promise. And again, I'd like to hear, I might email them afterwards actually, just see what their thoughts are around packaging the Red Sea Resort into this scenery and combine it as one product. Oh yeah. Well, Dirty 2, yeah, interesting. So the Lucid cars these cars here are very specific to the resort. That is one of the modes of luxury transport to get from here at the airport to the resorts over in the coast, along with like yachts and helicopters and things. So that's one of the kind of like cool little things here, Lucid Motors, that they have at Red Sea. That's one of the kind of niche things that the scenery has, but very specifically placed. Possibly Dwell, yeah, quite possibly. It depends on the developers. Some are very receptive to it, but I feel like this guy might listen. I hope. We'll find out anyway. In any case, thank you very much for watching. Massive thank you for what has been probably the most laughter I've had in a while with Le Choo Choo's new BRITISHAVGEEK merchandise over on our merchandise store. And if you've missed it, you can go and take it out. Go and check it out, rather, with the link that's in the live chat description. No Sky Dolly Boss Geezer. I don't have it actually. And also, actually, for what it's worth, big thank you to Simon. You said at the start you were part of the original kind of architect team behind this airport in real life. So it's been really interesting hearing your thoughts of what this airport scenery has to offer in msfs 2020 with Tuwaiq Designs' rendition of it. And again, as this light gets darker and we look from a wider view, I think that looks really good. Again, it's just that close-up detail that really does need some improvement for the price tag of £20 for the scenery. But yeah, if you want it, if you've seen it and you think this is pretty cool, the link is down in the description down below as well to take you to Sim Market, where you'll be able to pick it up for yourselves. And yeah, big thank you again for the laughs and a good 4 and a bit hours or so of live streaming. But as always, enjoy what's left of the weekend, and I'll see you at some point, hopefully next week, for some more absolute madness. We'll see what products we can create then as well. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit like before you head off, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks for watching.